What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about VinFast. I want to give you an overview of some of the data points, the technicals, what's been coming out, and where I see things going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So based on Friday, it did go down 15.02%. Very volatile day as usual. So 26.26 was the low, 34.34 was the high, which is kind of weird. I wonder what the chances are of that. But when it comes to it, a lot of eyes are still on it despite it pulling back from its highs. So 7.39 million shares being traded, 10.62 million is the average. So when it comes down to some of this, and obviously during its uptrend and downtrend, what is weird is the fact that there hasn't been any news whatsoever from the company. So obviously Seeking Alpha only shows August the 15th being the last actual news. On VinFast's website, it does show August the 21st, which this I think also aided in it kind of kicking off very, very fast. But still, there's been absolutely nothing. So this is where a lot of people are just saying that it is nothing more than just a meme stock, as what even says right here. There's tons of articles coming out saying that based on everything that this just meets the pure criteria of a meme stock. And even based on this as well, another interview that did occur, it goes to show right here that this rally up and down has nothing to do with fundamentals whatsoever, that they supposedly this pros does no fundamentals, which like I've mentioned in previous videos, if you kind of look at the multiples, so what they actually are offering for sale, so the PS ratio, it's currently 125.4x. So during its high, it was around 299, and during my last video, I think when it was around the $50 range, $60 range, it was at 198. So it has pulled back quite a lot, but still in comparison though, it is rather high because you have to factor in 125x. That's how much you're just paying so much money for $1 of sales. That's just crazy. So once again, yes, there is a lot of upside that could come. And like I mentioned at the very beginning when this, and I started to cover this when it was around $15, I did say that a lot of people are not necessarily forecasting the future of this company accurately. So it could actually go up to 30, but by no means did I ever assume that it was going to go up to $93 as a high. So it's kind of around this happy price point. So when I did say that it was going to go to around the $30 to $33, $36 range, that was them producing at full capacity. You have to realize that in 2 weeks, they have not done that. That is more of a, let's say 8-month, 9-month outlook based on that. So still based on what they are currently offering the market, this is still just considered very, very overpriced. So once again, I am not a financial advisor, so you guys always do your own due diligence. One positive thing about VinFast is the fact that they did open up options. And when there is volatility, that is like an option trader's best dream. Because even myself, based on this, I have been doing quite a lot of options. I did do a couple, I did sell some puts. Of course, when it comes down to options, it is very volatile, but I do highly recommend everyone to research them because they can be very, very beneficial. Because based on, like I said, just my minor research of the company, I generally do like it. I like the vehicles. They kind of look good, sleek. They have a little bit pricier compared to a lot of its competitors, but I do feel that that can obviously with economies of scale can reduce that and their expenses. But generally, looking as far as options activity, you can easily sell some puts and just collect some easy premiums because especially now that they did open up a lot of the options chain to around the $2.50 as far as the lowest strike price, and also they did open up weekly options. So before my last update, I think they only had monthly. So I did sell a December 15th, I think it was a 750 strike. So yeah, pretty easy money. If it does get below that 750 potentially by December, then yeah, I buy it at 750. If not, I collect the premium. So it's a win-win in my opinion. I also did recently, with them opening up a lot of this, I did sell a $5 strike for September the 8th. So easy money. In reality, it's not necessarily the most sexiest, but again, you got to do what you got to do. That's going to work out to be maybe a 15 to 20% return just based on just doing these options. So once again, there's a lot of different things that you can do. If you own the physical shares, you can also do covered calls. There's a lot of different variations of options that you can do. So the fact that they did open this up on VinFast, this is probably the best thing that has happened so far for the company. But when it comes down to it, as far as Friday, there was $29 million in calls being purchased versus 48 million in puts. So based on this information, people clearly are anticipating for it to continue to trend down. And as far as looking here, so I did minorly show you the puts, but based on this, people are assuming even by March 15th, 2024, there's a large consensus that it will be around the $2.50 mark. So not the most optimistic. And plus, like I said, a lot of articles coming out are all saying generally the same thing, that this is just not right. It's not justified. It's just a meme stock. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. And as far as this, so this is all the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market over $100,000. And based on this information right here, majority of it is actually sell. So you can tell what it is more sided on, whether it be the bid or the ask. So unfortunately, a lot of selling did occur on Friday from bigger institutions. And when it comes down to this is all the transactions that did occur on the dark pool. Still pretty significant, but in comparison to previous days, this is just very small. So let me know your thoughts on that as well. When it comes down to dark pool, a lot of people don't like it because it is linked to shorting and many other things. So I'll give you an overview of that. But I wanted just to show you this for 1 second. So as you can see, just generally based on Friday, still pretty significant. So 48.82% of the daily volume was redirected off of the exchange to the dark pool. So kind of high. So even though there is a low float, as I have brought up in the past, that's adding, I guess, a lot of FOMO and also aided in it going up pretty significantly, like still majority of the daily volume is redirected off of the exchange. So kind of interesting stuff. And like I mentioned in the past, I know some people kind of push back a little bit, but generally this actually could, depending if news does come out, could be a squeeze. Take that with a grain of salt though. But short score is currently 61, utilization is 96.3%. And even though the short interest, which is a percentage of the free float, is only 0.88%, this is where some people are saying like, am I crazy? Like, why am I even saying that this is a squeeze? Well, it's not really to do with the amount of shares being shorted, because only 63,000 shares is being shorted. So very small. But for those 63,000 that is out there, a lot of people already are saying with the low float and based on the volume, there is a lot of naked shorting that is occurring. So once again, you kind of have that aspect about the whole naked shorting, and that might be the bigger picture of that, similar to like a iceberg kind of scenario. But I just want to draw your attention to these 2 points. So Interactive Brokers short availability, they show 0 shares available. This is where people are saying that there could be a squeeze, is the fact that there is no shares available. And right now, the cost to borrow average is currently 847.91%. So you kind of add both of those together and you get a little bit more of a recipe for a squeeze, especially if you throw in a lot of naked shorting as well. Because in reality, is it 0.88%? Is that accurate, given that ever since here, I'll show you as far as the short volume, every single day, almost 56.73%, or well over 50% just generally, every single day there's shorts. So when it comes to it, do you realistically think that based on this is accurate, the 0.88%, 63,000 shares? I don't think so. But of course, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. But as far as some support and resistance points that you need to really watch for, with it being at $29.50, $30.87 is a very strong resistance, and $17.21 is that next big support. So you kind of want to watch both of those points going into next week. Let me know your thoughts on VinFast, and if you have been buying, selling, holding, what have you been doing? Have you been like myself and selling puts just to collect some premiums? So yeah, let me know what you've been doing in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And take advantage of this promo. This is just starting on September the 1st. first. Link in the description below and also the comments. Just sign up for an account with MULN and throw $100 at it and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock can be valued up to $2,000. So that is a crazy deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching.